I think we're up and running. Hello, social media land. And I got a new setup. Thought I'd just show it off a little bit. We're testing. We're experimenting. We got fun things going on. Hey, what happened, Mike? Anyway, thank you for joining me here, everybody. Appreciate you all. And Torlin, Sabrina, Sister Golden Hair, Drew, of course. Drew, hope you find chicken enchilada recipe soon. Having a good time. We're having a glorious time. It's a Thursday. I'm keeping track of the days, which is a good thing. I usually, by this point in time, I still think it's Tuesday. So it's nice that I'm able to keep track of that sort of thing. So we're having a good time. Anyway, what was I going to say? Okay, so I had a good Christmas. I hope you did too. I'm at that age, at that point where nobody gets me stuff for Christmas. Because if I want something, I probably already have it at this point. And I'm at the point now of giving stuff away. If you the thing my family could do for me for Christmas is tell me stuff that they got rid of. That's what Christmas is to me. Is if they just said, "Hey, look, here's a list of stuff we threw away, so you didn't have to make a decision about keeping it." Because I was raised, to hold on to everything. Because my grandparents went through the Depression, and so they're always touting you got to hold on to everything because it's all going to fall, which it probably is. It's probably coming back around, but you had to hold on to everything. So you got to hold on to everything, but at the same time, all the stuff you're holding on to. Most of it wasn't worth anything, and so then you're getting new stuff, and now you find out the new stuff is all crap. You should have hold on to the old stuff because the old stuff was actually had some quality to it. But here we are. But I having fun. Hold on, but so I got just stuff. I'm just getting rid of stuff. This is what I'm doing. Get rid of stuff. Is it Wednesday? I'm still losing track of time. So Wednesday? You serious? I think you're right. Wait a second. This is blowing my mind a little bit. Yeah, it is Wednesday. Well, I'm still. Oh well. I'm still having fun anyway. But yeah, so I got stuff for the wife. She wasn't expecting it. Got her some clothes. Had to take half of them back because I don't even know what fits her. I mean, she got her size. Here's the thing: women's clothing is that what works at one store doesn't work at the other store. So like sizes, they're just I don't know. They're just each store just has their own system. I think there's no rhyme or reason to women's clothing at all because what fits her at one store doesn't even come close to fitting her at another store, and it's the same size. So I feel sorry for you ladies with your clothes. Men, we don't care if something's like really big. We don't care. Just put on a belt. I don't know. But so yeah, so I try to get stuff for my wife because she won't buy clothes for herself. She just doesn't like buying stuff for herself. She doesn't like buying clothing at all. And she ends up just wearing most of my clothes. She was wearing my t-shirts and stuff. And it's kind of crazy. And so anyway, every once in a while I buy clothes for her. And yeah, they hardly, I don't know. That's why women take so much time shopping for clothing. Well, they got to try everything on because every store, like I said, they're just making up their own system, I think. Think about getting up. Well, get up, McGrady. Happy holidays, Jalen. Okay, come back tomorrow if you want. Yeah, I might. I might come back tomorrow. It was a little. This year was a little slow for us. Last year we did really well for Christmas. This year was really low. It just didn't seem like people are spending as much money, uh, especially on me clothes. Yeah, clothes. What? I don't know what's going on there. Um, I did have a good Christmas. We did have a good Christmas. It was fun. We had a Christmas twig this year. We have puppies. We have two puppies, and they're from the same litter. They're identical. They're a mix between a black lab and a German Shepherd. So they're both very curious and very smart, but at the same time they're a little dumb. Because you got to train Labradors are very fun dogs, and so are golden retrievers, golden shepherds. I'm sorry, golden shepherds. But the problem with them is that you get two of them together, and they're just always into everything. So we didn't bother with a tree because we were pretty sure they would just chew the thing up. And whether it was a real one or an artificial tree, these puppies were going to destroy it. So now we just had a Christmas twig, which goes back to many years ago when we couldn't get a tree one year, and so my daughter, in her desire to have a tree, she just went and picked a twig off of one of the trees in the yard and brought that in. And so now when we don't have a tree, we just have a Christmas twig. So that was fun. So that was fun. So we had a good Christmas. We had big plans to cook a ham, because a lot of times Christmas really should just be second Thanksgiving. That's what it really is. At least that's the way I grew up. That's how we used to do it. Turkey, all the stuff you had Thanksgiving, you just had again for Christmas. That's how we would do it. But now I'm older and the kids are all older. Now it's just, I had spaghetti and a bowl of Captain Crunch. That was what I had. We had French toast. We do breakfast for Christmas. But that was it. That's what we did. So what the fluff? Let's see. I'm sitting by the side. Okay. Anyway, so that's what we did for Christmas. We had a good time. Very very delightful time. So now we did have something that's been going on that you might have seen. Here's the deal. People have asked, like, it wasn't me. It's the people. People are asking for it. It's not me. I'm not prideful. I don't need my face everywhere. But people have been asking for it. They've been asking for shirts with my face on them. And so we decided, and people wanted a shirt that didn't have necessary words. They just wanted my face. They just want a picture of me. So I got this one. Oh wait, hold on. Talk amongst yourselves for a second. I go pick something up. It fell on the floor back here. I'm still here. Don't go anywhere. Still here. So here we are. Okay, so here's the original shirt. This is a shirt I was wearing originally. It's just my face. If you just want a t-shirt with my face on it, there it is. That's it. And people go, "Who's that weirdo?" You got that shirt. You just got a shirt with my face on it. There's no reason. There's no reason behind any of it. It's just my face. So we did that. And so I took a picture of me on it, and then somebody photoshopped it and then turned it into this shirt. And yeah, both these shirts are available. You can get this shirt. So it's my face wearing a shirt with my face on it. And we're stopping there. We're not going into infinity. I can't. We don't need that many shirts. So this is it. This is the last. We're not doing another layer of this shirt. So we got that shirt. So if you want my face wearing my face, put it on your body, we have them. So thrivenorman.com. That's we got a bunch of them. If you want one, you can get it in different colors, but the blue because I was wearing blue. Now the original shirt I was wearing for the first one, I don't know where it is. I got too many. I got a lot of T-shirts. I got boxes. I got T-shirts I put away and just try to forget them for a while. Represent myself well. Thanks. And people, again, anytime I did a little blurb for this candy company called Hard Candy Slides, Marita's Hard Candy Slides. Here's the deal with that. They just sent me some candy. They thought, hey, we like you. They didn't ask me to do anything. They didn't. All they did was they just send me candy. They said, we like you. We like what you're doing. Here's some candy. So they sent me some candy. And it's delicious. It's just hard candy. It comes in a bottle, and you're in the mood for old candy. You pop in a few. You know what I mean. You don't need. It's good. It's good stuff. And so they've been sending this stuff to me for about 2 years now, and I never did anything in return for their kindness to me. And so the other day when I was hanging out here in my new studio, I thought I'm going to do a little promo for their candy. So I made a little promo for the candy. I get nothing out of it. There's no codes. I just like them. And so I made the commercial, just mentioned them and put it out there. And immediately I started getting hate mail because people think I sold out. I didn't sell out. I did it for free. I just wanted to share the good joy of hard candy slides. That's all I was doing. And then people get mad at me. And so you people who get mad at me for selling out, I don't even know what the hell you're even talking about. Selling out? I ain't making anything off of any of this. Most days I lose money on what I'm doing here. So I appreciate you not wanting me to sell. I appreciate you not wanting me to be able to support my family. I appreciate that you feel that I should die a homeless person for the love of my art. I appreciate that that's what you want from me. So if that's your desire, is that I should die penniless and broke just so I can make some silly videos and make it so you can feel good about yourself, well, you're a horrible person for doing that. So anytime somebody says, hey, you're a sellout, I feel bad for them because they live a sad, pathetic existence. I'm sorry that you don't understand reality. Plus, look, I would sell out, but nobody's offering anything to me. People keep taking stuff from me, keep taking my videos, putting it in their music, and then they put their music up on the internet, and then they use copyright of their music, and then because my videos in their music, all of a sudden I don't get to use my videos anymore. And then I go, hey, how come you're using my video? And they said, well, we like it. And I'm like, hey, I don't think you should be using my video. Maybe you should compensate me for using my video. For crying out loud, my audio is half your song. And then they just ignore me and say, well, sue me. And then I can't post that video anywhere because now it's owned by somebody else because the copyright gods like them better. And then I try to fight it. And then if I try to fight it, then I look like I'm some horrible monster. How dare you try to get money for something that's yours? It's a weird world. It's a real world. It's crazy what's going on. Look, I'm not trying to get over on anybody. I just, I don't know. Just look, I'm trying to scrape money together to make my house payment. That's all I'm doing. I'm not running around a Ferrari or anything. I got a Subaru that we haven't fixed. It's been in 2 car accidents last year. and I had to use the insurance money to cover my house payment last year. So it's all banged up. So I'm driving around a banged up Subaru that needs work on it. And then people are calling me a sellout because I got T-shirts for sale. And because I tell people, hey, I like candy. You should eat this candy. I don't understand people. I don't understand these people. Well, let me go ahead and sell out some more. Here, look. Hey, you. You're not special. We have a new. Okay, so this is the old one. This is the RodneyNorman.com version. But we have a version of the You're Nothing Special now that just says Rodney Norman, so it doesn't have a commercial on it. Why? Because people call me sellout because I put my website on my freaking T-shirt. Oh, that's terrible. How dare you try to be compensated for your efforts? You're a horrible, rotten person. The school system the school system has ruined children. It's turned them into a bunch of mindless nut jobs. How dare you make money? Well, seem to mind paying Apple $1,500 for a freaking phone. You weird people. Anyway, but I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be a little positive as this year starts out. Here's another one that we got. This is a new one. Have a nice now. You want a T-shirt that says my face on it? Says something? Have a nice day. Because you have a nice day, but sometimes your days aren't all that great. Sometimes the day is just crappy, but you have these little moments that aren't so bad. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, hey, you may not have a nice day, but you have a nice moment or two. Like those moments where you got to use the bathroom and you get away and you sit down and you have 2 minutes to yourself. That's a nice now. Most people probably watch my videos while they're sitting at the toilet. So what better time to have a nice down where you're sitting at the toilet and you're getting air to your brain? You know what I mean? Letting your bowels just do their business. That's what I'm talking about. $1,500 for a phone. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, I'm venting. It's just crazy because I try to be positive. Try to share a little love with the world, share a little love of candy, and then I get called a sellout. I don't even know what that even freaking means. People are just making stuff up. I don't know what they're doing. Making breakfast, awesome, Ben. We found this thing. We do have one that says have a super freaking awesome day. We have that T-shirt. RodneyNorman.com, and you can find have a super freaking awesome day T-shirt. And anyway, I was trying to find the French toast bread, the Texas toast, the real thick cut bread, so we make French toast. None of the stores had it, but I came across this stuff called croissant bread, which is exactly what you think it is. It's bread, a loaf of bread made from the same dough that they would use to make croissants with. So it was kind of flaky and very buttery and flavorful, and it was delicious. And so we made French toast with that, and it was wonderful. And I had some Ohio maple syrup because when I was in Ohio recently, I was gifted Ohio syrup by a wonderful human being who likes me and wanted me to have Ohio maple syrup. So I tried it. It was delicious. It was delicious maple syrup. And I've had a lot of maple syrup because I live close to Vermont. And people in Vermont are big fans of the maple syrup. And so they send it to me all the time. I've had maple syrup from Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Maine, and Connecticut, and now Ohio. And it was delicious. But croissant bread, who knew? Who knew croissant bread would actually be pretty good? I enjoyed it very much. It's a pocket of air, haha. It's just a pocket of air. Okay. But anyway, I am Doing shows this weekend. Friday night, I'm in Hartford, West Hartford, at the Elbow Room with my good friends Angel Renteris and Jim McHugh. We're doing the live comedy. We're getting up there. Or Saturday. I think it's Saturday. That's right. It's Saturday, December 30th. That's right. That's what it is. It's Saturday. Saturday night, West Hartford. Come and see me doing the comedy, and then Sunday night, New Year's Eve, I'm in Sanford, Maine, at Smitty's Theater. We're doing an early show, so you can come watch the show, get a good laugh, and then go on to wherever you're going to dance and uh, do whatever else you're going to do. So we don't have to be the cap of your night, but we get it started. We get your party started in Maine. Just come over, hang out with me. Working my community paramedic shit. If it work stuff. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, I got to tell you this story. I have a brother-in-law who is with the fire department in Denton. It's him and his son. So I have a nephew that's there too. So his brother-in-law and a nephew who work for the fire department in Denton, Texas. And my brother-in-law, he thinks I'm a big nut job, which I'll be honest with you, I am. So all the weird things he thinks about me, all I can say is he's right. So anyway, he got a kick out of the fact that I had the one meme that went crazy about day shift goes to night shift, which is really big with the shift workers, which happens to be paramedics, firefighters, cops, nurses. A lot of nurses found me because of that particular meme that went around, the meme of the video. So I got a big bunch of those people who were following me. So anyway, I become known throughout the world for that meme, and then a lot of them started following me. So I have following at his fire department, fire station, and he resisted telling people that he knew who I was. And he said one day he was out on a call, and the other paramedic was a new guy, and he was trying to help this lady deal with her situation of, having to have the paramedics come and everything, and her life, she was in a bad way, and she was feeling depressed about the fact that her health was going down and everything. And so as she's there lamenting her life, the paramedic starts quoting her from my videos. My one video in particular is the one, you're still alive, so you can still do stuff. I mean, you got nothing else to do but deal with stuff. So he was quoting that to her, and it was making her feel better. She's like, "Well, yeah, I guess there's that." So, but my brother-in-law is listening to this guy quote me during this call, and he had to step out of the room. And I think to go laugh. So it was fun, and I've since gone. He's taken me to his fire department when I've gone and visited. I've actually gone to the fire department and got a tour of the place and met a bunch of these people, a lot of his coworkers, and there was a few of them didn't realize who I was. We left a bunch of stickers there for them, and I signed a few calendars and stuff and left for them. But it was funny because they didn't realize it was me until afterwards when they were asking, "Who's that guy?" And they're like, he's like, "Oh, that's Rodney Norman." And they're like, the Rodney Norman? And he's like, "Yeah." They're like, "What was he doing here?" And he goes, "He's my brother-in-law." And kind of blew their mind a little bit. It was kind of fun. So I dig paramedics. I dig all those people work shift work like that. There's a lot of dedication to become a nurse and to become a paramedic and a firefighter. I mean, there's a lot of time, a lot of effort. I mean, it's uh, as much as anything else that you could ever do. Just a lot of dedication, plus just handing your life over to the whole thing because you've got to be available all the time. And so all my heart and respect goes out to nurses, paramedics, firefighters, police officers. Just that whole lifestyle is pretty interesting one. So, but it's fun. It's fun to hear these kind of stories. People quoting me out in the real world. Um, but love them dearly, and my brother-in-law, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He thinks, like I said, my wife's all the whole family thinks I'm nuts, and that's okay because I think they're nuts too. So it works out. It works out pretty good. My father-in-law doesn't get me at all. It's a delightful, but I have nothing but I have nothing but respect for this man. He's like 5'6". He's a short dude, but he's one of the toughest dudes you'll ever see in your life. This guy fell off of he was out baling hay, right? So he was on a trailer full of hay. He's on top, and he falls off because of he falls off the top of this thing, lands on his feet, and breaks both of his ankles at the same time. And what he does is he crawls to a tree, leans up against the tree to be in the shade, calls his wife, not an ambulance, calls his wife and says, "Hey, bring me a Diet Coke and some aspirin." Tylenol, I think it was, he has Tylenol and a Diet Coke. So she brings it out to him, and she's like, what did you do? And he goes, "Oh, I fell off the trailer." And she's looking, she sees his ankles are swelling up in his boots. He's wearing cowboy boots. And so she's like, I think you need to go to the hospital. He's like, "No, it'll be fine. It'll swelling and go down." So eventually they get him to the hospital, and sure enough, he'd fractured both ankles. And his response was, "Bring me a couple of aspirin and a Diet Coke." Tough dude. Tough dude. My father-in-law is a tough man. And so he's in his 80s, and he's still farming. He's still got quite a few acres out there in Utah. He's farming still to this day. We can't stop him. He won't stop. He's farming. They got horses and they got cattle, and he's just going. He just keeps going. Nothing but respect for this man. You know, that's true. Hey, Rodney, I mentioned to you a few weeks ago that I was going to swim the 5K open water. I did it, and it was fantastic. Hey, awesome. This is Haley Short. I thought about what you said. Pain is temporary, and pain is your friend. Hope you're well, and I love your work. Thank you, Haley. Well, congratulate Harley. I'm sorry, Harley. Thank you, Harley. That's awesome that you did that. That's awesome. Did your father get the nick? No, he did not get the nickname Smurf. And trust me, if you ever met him, you would not call him Smurf either. But I appreciate your sentiment. Homesteading out here in the basin, loving it. Awesome. I want a homestead. I want to do a homestead. We've got a couple acres. You've seen the videos. Most of my videos are making my yard. I have a bunch of trees. That little pond behind me, you see in a lot of the videos. It's my backyard. It's my backyard. We got beaver in there. We got a couple of beaver back there. They covered up the drainage to that pond, and it's twice as big as it was before. It's pretty awesome. But thank you also for the super chat. Somebody sent me a super chat. Thank you very much. What's this? I'm on 16 acres. Oh, nice. 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 So anyway, as the New Year's approaching, I'm going to be getting out to do more shows. I'm going to be launching my podcast. I'm going to be talking about philosophy. I'm going to be breaking down philosophy and explain so you can understand. You watch my show, listen to my podcast, and you're going to have a working understanding of the world of philosophy. And in a way that's not overly technical. I'm not going to try to baffle you with the nonsense that most of us philosophers baffle each other with. It's just going to be just basically just how to live your life and not be miserable. That's the idea behind the entire podcast. Just how to live your life and not be miserable. How to be happy when everything is horrible. That's the idea behind the whole podcast. So I'll be going into everything and anything, just psychology, philosophy, history, science, UFOs, Bigfoot. It's all interconnected, and we're going to have fun. What's this? I saw that because a friend here fall off a roof, broke both legs, was in a wheelchair for many months, and he heard the nickname Surf. Oh, Surf. Okay. There it was as himself. Okay, I got you. Okay. I can't. I need my glasses when I'm doing this because anyway. So anyway, that's that's what I'm looking for this next year. I'm going to be doing my podcast. I'm going to be getting out on the road more. I'm looking for places to do shows. Just having more fun, doing more characters, watching just a lot of different weird stuff. Okay, I also we got a bunch of these. We still got some of these, the new calendar for this year. I'm selling out again. This is what I'm doing. I'm selling out again. We sell the calendar. If you don't have a calendar, maybe you haven't had a calendar because you got one on your phone, but you know what? You need one hanging up in your kitchen. You need one in your office, your schoolroom. There's all of this safe for work. There's no graphic photos. It's all pictures of me doing stuff. Here's me feeding some ducks. Pictures of me. It's just pictures of me doing out playing around, goofing off. So we got that going. But all of these, like I said, it's all safe for work. It's safe for your family. There's no nudes. It's just me. It's just pictures of me and in words. It's pictures of me and words I said. That's what it is. And those are available still for this next year. If you got stiffed on your Christmas present this year, now's a chance for you to get the stuff you really wanted. And what's that? Stuff with my face on it. You can have my face where you're at. Okay, what's this? Okay, I got to put my glasses on so I can read this. I'm here in Ottawa, Canada. I'm Presbyterian minister at a downtown church and love your videos. Sir, your message speaks to my heart and those we're trying to help. Do you travel and guest speak? Yes, I do. Yes, I do guest speak. I do comedy and I do speeches. I am a Christian and I would love to come and speak to your congregation. I'm getting my passport. I've got my appointment tomorrow to turn in my application if I want to get my passport. I haven't traveled except for when I was in the Marine Corps, and then I didn't need a passport. Um, but I'm getting my passport, and I'm going to be doing cruise ships and going to Canada. So yes, I would love to come up and visit with you, your congregation, and have a good time. So yes, contact me through my website. It's the easiest thing to do, rodneynorman.com. Um, my wife gets all of that, so it's guaranteed. Well, actually, I'll see the message. If you send me a message through any other uh, or my email, you can do my direct email. But if you send it through Facebook or Instagram, I don't know if I'll ever see it. I have a lot of issues with the messaging programs, these social medias, because they're always changing them, and then they're dumb because you upgrade, and then it makes you have to go through like 4 different loops to get to your messages, and then they filter them. I guess somebody will send me a message, I won't see it for months if you send it through certain systems. Okay, so here, let's see. You're popular at our place in Gladstone, Queensland, Australia. Yes, I want to come to Australia. I need to, as soon as I have my passport and I'm allowed to leave the country, I want to come to Australia. Absolutely. I like to quite have a super free and awesome day to people, especially those who are being paid and stuff. Yes, it's kind of a nice way to tell people to go fly a kite. I'll give you that. Oh, here we go. This is very kind of you. Thank you, Jason Durrett. You rock, Ronnie. Thanks for the many laughs and smiles you bring. Thank you. You can do what's called super chat if you're on YouTube, and you can give me money, which I appreciate. Who doesn't appreciate money? I appreciate money, and I appreciate his money. I appreciate him for giving me his money. So thank you, Jason. That is awesome, man. I appreciate you very much. All others, you just go to my website, buy some stuff. What's this? First time seeing you here on Facebook. We're friends on TikTok. I love in Denmark. Oh, thank you, Denmark. My grandmother is Danish, so I've got some. My mother's family, my mother's mother, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother is Danish. Last name was Cook, and then my grandfather was Scottish. And so from my mother's side, I am Scottish and Danish. What that equates to is I'm just really, really white. I'm like super white. So yeah. Why was Karl Marx angry? Well, there had been 2 revolutions where we'd been in a feudal lord system. So you had the kings, and then you had the noblemen, and then you had the merchants, the businessmen, business class. But the business class and the noblemen were always still subservient to the king, right? And there were 2 revolutions within the feudal lord system, which defeated the feudal lord system. So you had 2 major revolutions. You had the business class fought against the noble class, and then of course the noblemen in return fought against the king, the king system, the feudal lord system, and it dissolved the feudal lord system. And so then that's when we started having the development of the regular governments. So now you had the merchant class had basically eliminated the effect and power of the noble class and the kings, and the merchants, those who were involved in commerce, they rose to power and took the power. And in such, they grew capitalism, because before capitalism really took hold, and it wasn't called capitalism, it was just economics is what it was. And because of the rise of of Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations. Really, he popularized the idea of capital and its many wonderful uses. Um, it rose. So people realized if you had money, you could do more than just being subservient to a bunch of kings. So the only thing they ever did important in their life was be born. And it was like, why are we dependent on this system that doesn't benefit anybody? Because the only people who are benefiting are the people who are just didn't do anything to deserve it. They just got born into the system. Whereas the merchant class, they rose because they were ambitious and had brought in progress. But then some of them, of course, realized that, hey, we could really work the system to our advantage, and they did so. So Marx and others, not just Marx, but Engels and many others, saw this idea is to have the third revolution be the working class against the merchant class as well as the other nobles. And so this is what he envisioned, was that you would give the powerless power, and you would achieve that through government means. So you bring in the government, and really borrowing from Hobbes in his ideas of the Leviathan, where the government should be there to provide for the people. But because every power structure that you create creates an imbalance in the people, because whenever you have a class that's in the ruling class, there will always be a class structure. And that was the idea behind communism, is that you would bring all the classes in equal amount. So you take all the wealth away from the wealthy, spread it out amongst everybody, and so everybody's got the same amount of stuff. Nobody owns anything because it's all owned by the government. And then eventually you get to where everybody's got stuff, and then when everybody's equal, then there's no imbalance in the system. And then you don't need government, because the government's unnecessary, because you aren't going to have all these upheavals. You don't need to uphold any fair trade. You don't have to do any of that stuff, because people just do it themselves, because they don't need intermediary. Why? Because everybody's equal. And so then you would dissolve the government, and then everybody would just be in a kumbaya state. We're all happy. We have no government, and we're all equal, and everybody's happy. And that was the idea behind Marx. The only problem with Marx is he was wrong about everything. Completely wrong about human nature, completely wrong about the economics. He doesn't understand economics at all. He barely understands how governments work. And the whole notion of, well, you got to take it away to give it to them, it never worked, because usually they just take it and just keep it. And very seldom does that model really ever work. And a lot of people try to back it off, like, hey, let's go with the positive parts of. And when you really finally realize that the only positive part of the whole system was get rid of the government, because the government screws up everything. So that was what Marx was upset about, in case you're wondering. Hey, this and more. We'll be going into political philosophy quite a bit. It'll be a lot of fun. Wealth redistribution. Well, yeah, that's what the idea was. And here's the deal. And every time they've tried it, every time you do wealth distribution, everybody gets equal amount. Guess what happens? Very shortly, those who are good at making money and saving money eventually become rich, and those who are bad at it become poor. And then the imbalance just returns. In fact, if nothing, it's even worse than before, because for a long period of time, a bunch of people had a false sense of security. So they thought they were always going to be taken care of. And then all of a sudden they're out of money. They have no prospects for making money. And then they got to go to the people that got money to get money. And then you're back to even a bigger imbalance than you had before you started. So that's it. Is a podcast? No, I have not officially launched the podcast yet. I will be doing it next week. With the coming of the new year, I'm working on it. but I'll be going into Stoicism. I'll be going into the philosophy of humor, philosophy of the mind. I'll be going into political philosophy, um, everything and anything with philosophy. It'll be fun. And like I said, it's not going to be over technical. It's not going to be, it's not a philosophy uh, podcast for philosophers. It's a philosophy class that's actually practical and gets somewhere. I'm not here to baffle you with BS. I'm here to just help you live your life and be happy. How to just not take all this so seriously. I don't know why we take life way too seriously, and I don't know why we take it so seriously. This whole thing is absurd. It's completely ridiculous, and we have a tendency to just make it even more ridiculous and absurd for some reason. But we don't need to. It doesn't need to be this way. It really doesn't. So we can make a lot of changes in this world, and so I invite you to join me. I invite you to join me to change the world by changing your world. You change your world, we change the rest of the world. If we're all just taking care of ourselves, then we got nothing else to worry about. There we go. Same aspects of communism I like in theory, but in a system that's too easily corruptible. Yes, that's the biggest problem with the whole communism is you have to give all that power to the government, because the idea is you need the power of the government to take everything away from people to give it to redistribute it. But what happens is every time you have a power structure that has that much authority, they never want to let go of their authority. They never want to let it go. China, look at China. They just get more power and more control. They never let it go. They never return it to the people. They just keep hoarding it to themselves. So pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous that we even, I mean, I hear people all the time say, hey, the government's horrible and does terrible, rotten, miserable things, and lists all the horrible, terrible, rotten, miserable things the government's done, and then they decide that their solution to fixing all this is to give the government more power and authority. Hurts my head every time I say it. It's like, well, is the government the problem or not the problem? Yeah, it's going to be available on every streaming. It'll be available everywhere. Everywhere you get a podcast, I'm going to be on there. So that's part of what I'm working on. Like I said, I'm going to be launching it next week, probably day one, New Year's Day. I'm going to be launching it. It's going to start off to be once a week. I'll be dropping a new episode once a week. It'll be about 45 minutes to an hour long, depending on how well it's received and your feedback on it. So I'll be doing it for free. Sorry. I'll be doing once a week, 45 minutes to an hour long. The first, sorry, the first several episodes will just be me, and eventually I'll be having guests and things on, but it's going to be me talking about philosophy and breaking the world down. Slow nods while munching on a salted almond Toblerone. Oh, I love Toblerone. Rumble, yeah, I'll probably do Rumble too. I don't know. I'm going to put it out there everywhere. So, but it should be fun. So, if you have questions that you would like me to cover in my podcast, please send them to me. You can message me at rodneynorman.com, or you can go to my, let's see. So we got this, rodneynorman.com is one way you can contact me right there. And the other is, I can't believe I still have this, but yes, I have an AOL. And the reason I say send it to my AOL is because I still have it. And it's just easier for me to keep track instead of I get all my regular mail through my Gmail account. But if you send it here, your questions, comments, or concerns about the podcast, rodneynorman.com, rodneydnorman at AOL.com. Send me your messages. Send me your ideas. If you want to be on the podcast, you want to be I'd love to interview you because one of my aspects I want to do of this is that I will is to talk to people about their philosophy and then kind of explain to them where they fit in the world of philosophy. I think we're all philosophers. We all have a way that we conduct our lives. And so I want to be able to take the way you think and break it down and help you create help you devise a cohesive belief system that will, because a lot of times we have conflicting ideas and conflicting beliefs that we don't realize are conflicting. And being able to break those things down and show you maybe where you've got some inconsistencies in your life and how to correct those things. It's just, and a lot of it's psychology. A lot of philosophy is psychology. I know that many philosophers were interested in the way the mind works, and most of psychology came out of that desire. In fact, everything you've learned started in philosophy, because we tried to. The idea of philosophy, just start trying to ask questions. What is this? What is the meaning of this? What is, and break it all down. So it'll be fun. We'll have a good time with it. So anyway, I've been on here for a while. I just wanted to announce that, let you know I got shows coming up. Just visit with you for a moment or two, and that's it. I got a new video out. Just released it today. If you want to go check that out, if you want to check me out on TikTok, my TikTok account, if you have TikTok, if you're on TikTok, go visit. If you don't do TikTok, good for you. Nothing in Illinois yet, nope. But I am okay. I'm trying to book out this year. So if you have suggestions as to where you think I should come and do shows, let me know. Again, drop a message here at rodneynorman.com. If you know of a venue that can hold at least 100 people or so, either a small business or a club or a theater nearby, let me know, and we'll get it booked. We'll start doing it. So I am starting to put together my tour for the next year. I want to get out and do more than I did this last year. It was kind of slow, but part of that was intentional because I just needed some time to be with the wife and chill out. So, so please let me know what you got going on. Love to chat with you. Thank you for hanging out with me. This has been a nice little visit. Hope you're having a fantastic new year, and if you're not having a good day, hope it's better later. And have a day later. Yeah, that's what I love to tell people. So anyway, so join me on my quest. Join me on my podcast. I'll be recording it, and then over the weekend and editing and everything, and I'll put it together. Release it probably on Monday. I'll still be doing lives, and so kind of what I think I might do is actually release the podcast early in the week, and then later in the week go live and talk about what I talked about in the podcast and answer questions and clarify things, and then get a better idea where how to set up the next one. So it's going to be a combination of podcasts and more live content over the next year. I finally have a space where I can come and create, and I don't have to worry about my dogs barking or waking up anybody else in the house. I have my own space. I can come, I can close the door and just do my thing. And I haven't had this in a very long time. And when I did have it, I couldn't take advantage of it because I was always gone. So now here I am. I've got this, and I'm just really looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Wonderful new year. Lots of great stuff coming up. You saw my show in Ohio. Thank you for being there. That was fun. We had a couple of shows in Ohio this last year and had a lot of fun. And we're going back to every one of those places I was at before. We're gonna return because we had such a great time. We're gonna do it again. So if you saw me before, come and see me again. It's going to be a completely new show, completely different jokes. I'm working on new stuff, new things all the time. So we got that going, and so anyway, that's it. I hope you had a fantastic Christmas season. I hope you had a happy Hanukkah for those who enjoy that. Everybody else, just hope you're having a nice winter. Happy New Year to everybody out there, and we'll talk to you later. I'll be back soon enough. Love you. Have a super freaking awesome day and stuff. Okay. Goodbye.